This is hardcore Minecraft with a twist. I'm stuck in this 5x5 block area until the world starts expanding, granting me access to a slowly growing amount of new resources and new discoveries. Can I survive long enough to make it to the end and beat the game? Follow along to find out. This is episode 9 of Hardcore Expanding Minecraft. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hardcore Expanding Minecraft. I'm coming at you from the underground village that we built last episode. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It turned out pretty sweet, but today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We've saved all these villagers from the overworld, where they kept getting ransacked by zombies, which means I think our charity work for now is done. We have done enough for this world. It's time for the world to do something for us. So today we are going to be building 5 automatic farms so that we can extract as many resources from this world as we can. But even though we're starting with some of the more simple ones, they are all crucial to what I want to accomplish in this world. The first farm I am going to be building is a honey farm. Honey blocks can be super useful with slime blocks, but the first step to building a honey farm is we need bees. Luckily, last episode we were able to find at least 2 hives, so let's go see if we can find those again. Almost forgot my silk touch pickaxe. Hello, Kevin. All right, now back to the boat. Building that underground village took quite a bit of time, so I'm hoping the border is expanded enough that we can find even more beehives, but I'm pretty sure they were somewhere over here. I lied, I think they were over there. I see 2. Let's go grab them. 1 and 2. All right, that means we at least have 2 bees. All right, it's now the next day and we haven't found any more beehives. So let's take these ones back to our camp and start breeding the small amount that we have. And of course, we find one on our way back. All right, let's set up this bee breeding area just right here next to the cows. All right, and just like that, the bee breeding area is done. All right, let's give them some flowers. Now make little baby bees. All right. Cute. All right, and let's see how quickly we can make enough bees to fill like 6 beehives. And I changed my mind. We're gonna do a few more than 6. I think we're gonna do 13 beehives actually. I want it to produce at a fairly decent rate, so we're just gonna add a few more to it.
A few moments later.
Ooh, it's getting a little crowded in there, but I think that we have enough bees for the bee farm. So let's go down and start building it, and we'll come back up and collect the bees and take them down after it's all built. So I'm building the bee farm in the nether because bees don't sleep in the nether. And as the crazy overlord that I am, I want them working 24/7. All right, guys, the honey farm is done. And we've already gotten some honey bottles out of it. So let's wait around for a little while and see how much this produces. All right, it's been about 10 or 15 minutes. Let's see what we got. All right, not bad. Almost 2 stacks of 16. So I'd say it's working pretty good. First farm is complete. Let's move on to the second. Farm number 2 is going to be a mud farm. I really like the way the mud bricks look on builds, and making mud is kind of a pain. To get mud, essentially, you have to fill up a bottle of water, place down your dirt, and then get it wet. You can then dig it up, but obviously, as you can tell, repeating that process manually is so annoying. So we're gonna make it a little bit easier. Let's get building. All right, that should be it for the mud farm. Let's go grab some dirt and try this thing out. And for this mud farm, you can't use a shovel with efficiency on it because it's just too quick. It doesn't give the dirt enough time to turn into mud. So I've gone ahead and made a new shovel, and we're gonna toss mending on it so we can at least fix it. And let's name this tool the Dirty Boy, since he'll only be used for mud. All right, so this is pretty easy. Simply what you do, toss dirt in that chest, put some dirt in your offhand, and click both mouse buttons down. So the first few of these I think are just gonna be dirt, and then once we start getting the water bottles in there, it will turn into mud. Let's see if that happens. All right, there we go. It looks like it is totally working. And so the dropper here just replenishes the dirt that's in our offhand from the dirt that's in the chest. And all of this mud just falls down into this chest. So as you can tell, it's pretty quick so far. So let's see how long it takes us to get through this whole stack of dirt. All right, guys, that was the last of the dirt. And as you can tell, pretty much all of it turned into mud. We had a few that slipped through that were just dirt, but that is way quicker than doing it by hand. We did almost break our diamond shovel, so I probably need to throw unbreaking on it, but we'll get that mended up soon. Now all we got to do is take some of this mud, combine it with the wheat, and we get packed mud. And condense that down to mud bricks, which I think is a cool looking block and can be used in a ton of builds. So with that, I think we can say that farm number 2 is complete. With the mud farm complete, we are going to move on to the next farm. The next farm is also going to be built in the nether, but it's going to be a ton bigger than our bee farm. We are going to be building a gold and XP farm that uses zombie piglins, and we are going to be building this on the roof of the nether. So I need to go down, grab some more obsidian so that when we get up to the roof, I can make a portal and not get trapped there for eternity. Now that we have plenty of obsidian, let's head to the nether. So the first thing we have to do is find another wastes biome. I think there was one this way. We've made it to the nether wastes biome. All we got to do now is get up to the roof. We made it to bedrock, so let's find one that is at y equals 127. And just like that, we're here. All right, let's see if this works. Sweet, we made it. And hop out. Welcome to the nether roof. Yeah, there's not really much to look at here, but let's build our portal. Great, now let's get back to the overworld and start gathering supplies for our gold farm. Not the most ideal place for a portal since it put us as far as we can get from our base. Well, let's start the trek back.
3 hours later.
Okay, guys, that walk was actually pretty annoying, so I've changed my mind. Instead of walking all the way to that portal in the overworld every time I want to go to my gold farm, I'm just going to break through the roof of the nether and have ladders that go all the way to the top, so it'll be way quicker to get there. All right, time to try this again. All right, toss the torch down so we know which one is ours to blow up. All right, the bedrock breaking contraption is done. Here goes nothing. All right, it worked. Let's go. We now have a way easier way up here than having to walk all the way to that portal. Great. Now we can start gathering supplies for the zombie piglin farm. For this build, there are 2 resources that are going to be kind of annoying to get. The first is we need like 45 stacks of magma blocks. Now we can get all that in the nether. It'll just take a little bit. The other thing we need for the design that I'm building is a turtle egg. So the first thing I'm going to do is go try and find a couple of turtles that we can breed to get that turtle egg. So let's head back to that beach biome that we found by our portal and hope that we can get some turtles to spawn. Yes, we have turtles here. Oh, we have 4 of them and dolphins. Well, 1 dolphin, 2 dolphins. No, it's a fish. So we need to grab some seaweed, kelp, whatever it's called. Oh, we can already reach it. Now you 2. Wait, I'm so stupid. It's sea grass that they need. Yes, now. Kiss. Yes, there we go. Might as well grab all of them. Beautiful. Now let's get back to our home. First, let's set up a little workstation up here, since this is where I'll be building the golden XP farm. Like I said earlier, we are going to need a ton of magma blocks. So let's go down and start gathering as many as we can. All right, let the magma block mining begin. All right, guys, after a long time and half of a broken pickaxe later, we finally have enough magma for this build. Now let's head back to the overworld and get everything else we need for this build and get started. Okay, we filled up our inventory once. Let's go drop it off and come back for the rest of the stuff. All right, let's go grab the rest. Okay, that should be the last of it. Let's head back down there and see if we can get building. Wow, this thing's already working fast. And it's so loud right here. Alright guys, the XP farm is now done. This thing is crazy. And just look how many piglins fall. So I think it's safe to say that this was a success. I'm definitely going to need to add an item sorter down underneath it, because I do not want this many golden swords. But let's come back and do that soon. For now, let's check off our zombie piglin farm. I am collecting XP the entire way down the ladder. Alright, it is now time to build our fourth farm of the day, which is going to be an infinite bone meal farm. Now, I have everything for the build except for one crucial item. That's a moss block. So we are going to go start mining and try to find a lush cave. Alright, I hear some water and some zombies over here. Alright, we've got clay, which usually means lush biome, I think, underground. I just don't see any. No way, guys. We just got our moss block. Alright, that didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. Let's get back to the overworld. First, we gotta find a spot. Alright, this farm's not the prettiest to look at, and it's not small, so let's build it just out here. Alright, that should be enough room. Let's go gather our supplies. And all the supplies have been gathered, so you know what that means. It's time to get building. Alright guys, while I was debugging the farm, it looks like some raiders have shown up. Now I think we kill them and finally get that bad omen effect. We can trigger our very first raid in our tiny world. We now have the bad omen effect. But before we do our raid, we need to figure out this farm. It does not seem to be self-sustaining.
12 seconds later.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Looks like we are doing a raid in our town. Oh. They spawned on top of our creeper farm. Good, that'll let me grab some more arrows before we actually fight them. Oh my word, finally. I found him. He's trying to hunt down the villagers in our iron farm. Too easy. Oh, geez. I love it when they spawn up there. Oh, they're in my cow pen. Oh, you made me kill one of my own cows. And just like that, we have our first Totem of Undying. Yes, it looks like me. This is so easy around my little base. And another Totem of Undying. Oh, oh my word. We're down to the final 2 raiders. We just have to find them. Okay, I found the final 2 raiders. They don't seem to be very happy with each other. But they can't get to each other either. Alright, we'll put them out of their misery. Alright guys, just like that, the raid is over. Alright, that was pretty easy, but we ended up getting 4 Totems of Undying out of it, which made it very worth it. Now we can get back to the task at hand. The farm has been running the whole time we were doing that raid. Let's see if it's actually worked at all. It's still running. Alright, we do have a net positive bone meal gain. The issue is, to get it to work, I had to get rid of our chest and have all of these hoppers feeding bone meal back into the machine. Which is not that big of a deal, since all of these hoppers and this dispenser are just eventually going to fill up with bone meal. So I can just come grab anything out of here that I need. It's not the most efficient farm, but I think it's going to work for our purposes. So we're just going to leave it running. And it's a good thing that we've built it all the way over there. So now I can get away from that super annoying constant clicking sound. Right, now that the bone meal farm is complete, we can get on to our 5th and final farm, which is going to be, you might have guessed it, a tree farm. The tree farm is the reason that we needed to build our honey farm and our bone meal farm before we built the tree farm, because it requires honey blocks and a ton of bone meal. But those are all done, so we can finally get to building our tree farm, which is going to save me a ton of time since I hate manually chopping down trees. I'm going to build it up over here close to the bone meal farm, just so we can kind of use both at the same time. So first, I'm going to clear out an area, and then I'm going to get to building. Okay guys, I believe that the tree farm is finally complete. So we got to test it out and make sure it works. All right, let's flip it on. Now let's see if it can grow some trees. All right, I ran the farm for about 2 minutes. So let's see what we've got. Okay, about a stack and a half in this chest. And a stack and a half in this chest, pretty much. Which gives us about 3 stacks in like 2 minutes. So that's way quicker than chopping down trees by hand. This farm was definitely a success. And we still have a decent amount of bone meal. I think I put in 9 stacks to start with, and so we only used like half of it. So it does use a lot of bone meal, but that's why we have this baby running. Guys, I would say we accomplished today's goal of building 5 overpowered farms in our little expanding world. And thanks to some of the earlier farms in this video, we were able to build something sweet like this. So guys, thanks for checking out this video. Also, thank you so much for getting to 100 subscribers and reaching our goal of hitting 100 by the end of the year. I appreciate your guys' support so much, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.